online briefly was talking about an international swine flu conference, and it referred me to their page, but I couldn't find it on their page, so I thought it was probably a hoax or some type of, somebody just bringing forth some sort of scare. But what I did, and this is, you can find this on the gatheringofchristchurch.com, breaking news, okay? What I found is very disturbing. They have rolled out today was the last day of the International Swine Flu Conference, okay? Now, someone knows more than what they're telling the populace, based on the fact that these FEMA coffins have been in Georgia, on the side of the road in Madison, Georgia, for over a year. Okay? And at that time, they was telling the public that it was, they were coffin liners when it first came out. The story was it was coffin liners. And then there were other stories. There was one story that claimed that it was, they were making room in cemeteries, additional room and things of that nature, cemetery construct, because they couldn't explain why these coffins were popping up all around the place. Going back to the International Swine Flu Conference, this is being held on Pennsylvania Avenue. The last day of this is in Washington, D.C. So they've been planning for a mass biological or pandemic, or some type of flu pandemic, before the flu pandemic was actually publicized within the United States. Before the swine flu thing came out earlier this spring, they was already planned for, for mass graves that's aimed towards the urban community. I'm going to show you that it's aimed towards the urban community. I'm looking at this form. Now, the registration date for this form, because I so happened to be I took the PDF and I copied it, and it was sent to high-level officials that's over the medical institutions in the United States. They're there this weekend in Washington, D.C. It was sent to high medical facilities, school facilities, some church facilities, law enforcement. So they're all there. And clergy, top clergy that are paid by the government is there too. So that means clergy is going to be directing their followers. Okay? Clergy will be directing their members to participate and to go along with the government on this man-made pandemic. And I'm looking at the order form, and this came out earlier this year. And those that would participate with this, what you would call workshop, had to have their applications in by late June to attend this meeting here. Okay. I'm going to show some of this. It's very disturbing. So I downloaded the PDF, which is, it is August the 21st today. So today is the last day of the workshop, and we're going to go over what they went over. The International Swine Flu Conference. The International Swine Flu Conference. All the bigwigs and CEOs that participated in this filled out this particular form that we see here to be a part of this. This is your CEOs and your companies and everything. So they can be a part of this for this whole week, into the weekend. Okay? As you can see here, it says, so they can see it there. Here's the form they filled out. As you can see, it says here, International Swine Flu Conference, August 19th through the 20th, 2009. Workshop, August 21st, 2009. So the conferences to get, to get the emergency, the police, the firemen, and all those that's over emergency prepared. Those particular sessions were during the week. And the workshops ended, well, they will end tonight, okay? They're ending as we speak. Okay, now, if someone wants to attend the whole thing, which is the Public Health, Military, and Law Enforcement and Academy, it costs almost $2,000 to be a part of that one. If you wanted to be a part of the super early bird, then that was $2,560 for that one. And the early bird was May 31st, 2009. Okay, this is set up your increments of payment. Okay, so if you wanted to pay by June 28th, then you save $105. So here it is. They had this rolled out to where from the beginning of the year up until late June, you could get early bird packages, but you had to have your money in by June. So they rolled this out early, like January or February of this year, so that you can get your seat, so that these high wigs that's in Washington, D.C. could get their seats. Now, what were they discussing in these meetings? That's the question, because you would think something as much as they're publicizing the swine flu, you would think that something this big, international swine flu conferences, people from all over the world, okay, geneticists, physicians, people that deal with schools, psychological management of people, mass people, they're all in Washington, D.C. You would think that this summit or conference would have gotten some airplay on CNN or some, or some big media outlet. If you're going to tell us about this swine flu pandemic on a daily basis and pump that in our heads, you would think that they would tell people that all these guys, all these bigwigs all around the United States and the world is in Washington, D.C. right now, planning for a pandemic. It's August the 21st now. Now, I'm going to go over a few of these, and you can see, listen, you can actually go to thegatheringofchristchurch.com and download the PDF yourself. Okay? You can download the PDF. I got the PDF offline, off the actual company's place that was giving out these, that was allowing their companies to download this application earlier this year. Okay? This is what they're planning on. Concurrent breakout sessions to choose from. So if you have applied for this, you would choose to be a part of these workshops. The number one workshop is Mass Fatality Management Plan. The second was Business Continuity Plan, to get businesses continuing. I'm going to show you how this is constructed against the poor and the ignorant of the people that have been dumbed down. Number 3, Emergency Management Services. Number 4, you can be a part of the law enforcement agencies. That was another work session. Number 5, First Responders, Fire Department. So we know that the heads of the fire department and the emergency systems were there. Number 6, First Responders, Public Works. Number 7, 911 call center services. Number 8, Hospital and Emergency Medical Services. Number 9, Workplace Planning. So that means your boss, your CEOs of the company, yeah, they're part of the workshop. They're part of it too. They're the people that allow flu shots in their corporate offices and in their businesses each year, down in their lobbies. Number 10, School, University, and Pandemic Planning. So yeah, the administrators of your school, they were there. Number 11, now this is clear. I want y'all to really look at this. Airline travel and airport, quarantine, and border health services. That's another one. Number 12, infectious medical waste. Number 13, swine flu agriculture perspective and interventions. And then it gives you a little tidbit and many more. Like this is some type of rollout to, to be a part of a power a power lunch or a power speaking or something. This is talking about mass fatality management plan. So whose bodies are they looking to manage? Let's see.